Hey guys, I just wanted to shoot a quick video for you today. I know that I did an overview of my sunburst strat, the story behind how I got my hands on it, some mods I've done to it, that kind of thing. I also wanted to do that for the guitar that I think most people see me playing most often, because this is the one I take to gigs pretty much every time, no matter what it is. The reason for that will become apparent in this video. Yep, so here's the story. In my family, it's sort of a tradition that when you get married, the groom and the bride give each other a wedding gift on that day. So on your actual wedding day. It's typically a piece of jewelry or something really nice. So when we got married, my wife and I, weddings are expensive and we didn't have a whole lot. So we actually decided to wait until our first anniversary to give each other those gifts, so we could have a little more funds to do so. The gifts that my wife and I decided on were a pearl necklace for her, and she actually provided me the parts to build this guitar. So I actually got everything and assembled it, and then had it plek'd and set up once it was all good to go. So yeah, it's kind of special to me for that reason. And she actually ordered it with pearl inlays in the frets, so it kind of matches her gift. But this guitar is literally everything that I wanted. The point and the goal of building this strat was to be able to have one guitar that I could play all night, no matter what the type of music was, how far it ranged from clean to big and overdriven and heavy. This guitar really does it all. get into the specs on it. So the body on this guitar is all mahogany. I was able to pick one of the in-stock bodies from Warmouth where you can actually see the grain and just sort of, you know, get a feel, I guess, for what the quality is, and then get it painted whatever color you want. So I did that. I went with seafoam green. This guitar photographs differently, so it actually looks more blue or more aqua. Hi, fans. Well, again, we got the fans of the program bringing their toys with them. All right, guys. Hey, can we do this over there? Thanks. This guitar doesn't photograph true to color. It looks more aqua or blue, almost kind of Daphne blue, a mix between that and aqua. On the camera, but it's seafoam green, and so yeah, it's mahogany. The neck is also mahogany. The idea being I wanted this guitar to be able to get really rich and thick tones with a lot of mids, just like, you know, an SG or a Les Paul gets. So obviously with the Strat scale length, you're not going to get Les Paul tones exactly, or even close to that. I mean, it sounds like a Fender guitar, but this guitar is a lot thicker and has a lot of mids in it. I would say mission accomplished there, which you'll see in some of the clips from live gigs and whatnot. But yeah, so I put locking tuners on it. So it's got Spurzl tuners. It has a Massacre ebony fretboard with the gorgeous inlays I talked about, the mahogany neck. The neck profile I modeled after the Ernie Ball Valentine guitar. I found that to be one of the most comfortable guitars I've ever played. So I modeled the neck after that. It's not thin, but it's not super thick. It's not like a boat neck or a 50s style Strat. It's definitely not that big. It's kind of like a little bit thinner than maybe a 60s profile Strat, but plenty of heft there. It's just super comfortable to play. Straight 10 radius, just like the Ernie Ball. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So the pickups in this guy, originally I had these pickups have been in it the whole time. They are the Fralin Blues Specials. Again, they have a lot of mids in them, and a lot of kind of you get a lot of good blues tone out of them. But they're slightly overwound to give a bit more mids. The humbucker that is currently in this is a PRS 5708. It is the second humbucker I've put in here. I had a Fralin pure PAF in it before. It didn't have quite enough focus, and when it got overdriven, it was just sort of like, I don't know. It didn't have enough clarity because it was just kind of putting all of its EQ forward. So I swapped it out for the PRS 5708, since that's what I had in a PRS at the time. So yeah, love that humbucker. The electronics, it's got all CTS pots and nice switch in it, Switchcraft jack, all that stuff. The bridge, this is the second bridge I put in it. I talked a bit about the raw vintage saddles and springs on my video with the Sunburst Strat. Once I did it to that guitar, I said I have to have it on this one as well. Before, I had a Godo VS-100 2-point assembly on here, and it was great. I mean, it sounded fine, but the raw vintage saddles with a, I guess it's like a Mexican Fender Deluxe, Strat Deluxe, trem system with the trem block and the bridge plate. It sounds incredible. It definitely changed the tone and the balance between the strings and all sorts of stuff, but gave it a little bit more of a warm sort of vintage tone. So this thing certainly fits the bill. It answered the mail for exactly what I wanted it to do. And it's incredible. I get compliments on the color all the time. Again, it's a tort guard. I mentioned I'm crazy about tort pick guards. And yeah, it's kind of, it's everything I want to take to a gig because it lets me cover all the ground I want to cover. It's a cool guitar that carries a cool story, having been a gift from my wife for our wedding. So obviously it's not going anywhere. It's going to stick around. That being said, it's not a show piece. It already has some dings and stuff like that. I love this guitar. The only thing that I need to do to it, if you look at the headstock still has no decal on it. I do have a custom decal I need to put on it, and I've just been too lazy because I gotta take the tuners off and kind of, you know, refinish lay it on, but sand it, lay the decal on, water slide decals, and then refinish the headstock. And I've just been too lazy to do that. And I've been playing it like crazy, so I haven't really had time. But yeah, I will certainly be doing that probably in the spring. So yeah, that's the story of my Seafoam Green Strat. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please share this video with one person. I just, as I mentioned, I think growing the channel just sort of organically with the right kind of people that's what I'm looking to do. So please share this video with one person who you think would enjoy it. And then, you know, definitely subscribe so you see when I put up other videos, they'll automatically pop up on your YouTube feed. I would check out my sunburst strat video. I go a little bit more in depth and do some playing with that. Obviously you saw some clips in this video from live performances that sort of showcase how clean and sparkly I can get in the neck position and in the 4 position up here. But you also saw how, even with the humbucker, how clean and spanky it is in the 2 position. This PRS humbucker actually splits very, very well. So yeah, you heard that in the video also. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed that, and definitely check my Sunburst Strat video out if you haven't already. There's more Strat focused content to come for sure, because I'm just crazy about these things. But thanks again, guys, and take care.